Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. It is 11:30. First video of the week. Lot of things to go over in the market, both economical and then equity-based. It is the day after the Super Bowl. I hope everybody enjoyed that snooze-fest. Now let's get to the money and let's take care of what we need to take care of. All right, so first and foremost, we have a lot of economical data that looms later this week. I'm going to pull up the calendar. This is for this week. The most important thing being on Thursday and Friday, you've got non-farm payroll numbers Thursday, and you've got inflation numbers Friday. This is going to sound a little crazy, but if you're a bull, you want weaker job numbers on Thursday than expected, and you want cooler inflation. So you want inflation to come down and you want weaker job numbers. That'll usually ignite a potential rate cut. Good job numbers and bad inflation would be terrible. That would put a real big pause on any Fed rate changes and just not good data. So unfortunately, sometimes what is good is bad for the market, and that is the case with job claims. You want to see less than expected if you're a bull in the market, and you want to see more than expected if you're a bear, if you're shorting stocks. No matter what, we want to see inflation come down. That'll be positive for the market overall. Okay, so that takes care of that. We had a hell of a week last week, and we're going to touch on that. Also want to touch on a couple little things here as well, some housekeeping. All right, so what do we have? Let's break it down. We had that high. We had that retest of that high the prior week. You could see literally the kiss of that high and then the denial right back down. Or at least I thought we'd float or intend to meet this 200. It doesn't look like we will for the moment. We did make a lower low, but we did not make this low, which was a very important low, which I thought was also the support level. So we had Friday what looked like a lot of call covering. At least in my humble opinion, I thought it was a lot of call covering. So I think the short covering, I'm option based. Short covering, a lot of shorts getting out of their positions, had to buy back on Friday. And then today, at the moment, a follow through. I do like the way the market opened this morning. It opened down and then it swooshed right back up, which is a good sign. I like the way the market began the day. The most important thing for me is the end of the day, how the market closed. That usually tells the story of investors if they're buying into the close. And I mean large institutions, rather, sorry, not investors. So here we are. We are floating around this area. We've got two averages meeting. That's the 21 and the 50. Not a bad sign, but you can't be uber bullish until you get an all-time high. So waiting till we break above these areas to hopefully set a new high. The S&P has fared a little bit better. And the S&P toying around with trying to get to an all-time high. It is above major moving averages. The stronger of the index right now, but probably the strongest, which is outperformed, is the Russell. The Russell just unbelievable, now above all averages. Small cap growth names are really all the rage. And I think that's the market forward looking for the rate cuts and expanding multiples. So that's good. Themes are everything. You got to play the themes when you're investing and you're trading. Themes are so important. So I'm going to go into a couple things that I'm doing this week and how you could play the market. Hopefully nobody got beat up too bad last week. I think there's a couple ways that you could play this market. So let's go into Bitcoin. 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 So I haven't got this right. I mean, admittedly, I did fill some orders in the low 60s. So those orders that were filled, I'm up on them. But as a whole, this has just been a drip down. Look, we've seen this movie before, and I'm not one to call bottom, and I don't think this is the bottom, to be completely honest with you. This is following a pattern very similar to what it did the last 4 years ago after the other halving. I can't even pronounce that correctly. Anyways, so it's following its historical path. It's going to do what it's going to do. I'm trying to stay out of the way and buy when opportunities present. It's it's very difficult to trade Bitcoin. I got this little dead cat bounce, so I'm up, I don't know, 12% on this purchases that I got lucky. I had order fills. I set orders at like 61 or something. I mean, I don't know. I'm not going to predict anything. I think we'll get into the 70s and then get denied again and push back down. So I can tell you what I'm doing in a way, because I own Bitcoin. And one of the things that you could look at for yourself, and I think is a good way if you own Bitcoin, is I think you should at least consider having a hedge. And maybe not at this moment because we were due for an oversold bounce, but I think you're going to get a period of time where Bitcoin's going to be trading in the mid 70s, high 80s, 70s again. I think you can buy puts, option puts on IBIT. I wouldn't short it traditionally, but I would buy puts as a hedge. It's what I've done. It's what I continue to do. I cannot have such a large position and not have insurance on it. So it's one of the things I do. And I get the benefit as Bitcoin for me is long term. So I don't really care so much what it does. I try to catch a trade here or there. But what I do in an effort, if I see charts starting to break down, I buy puts of IBIT. And in the short term, that helps me hedge my position, make some profit. And I did just that. And I have done well on the short side of IBIT. And it's helped me mentally prepare for mentally that Bitcoin is down so much. So that's one of the things you can do. And I would encourage people to potentially look at this. This is an option for you long-term Bitcoin holders. So if you don't want to sit through a ton of pain and charts are breaking down, it's inevitably going down. One way to do it. So, yeah. And again, this is not financial advice. Rather, this is for educational purposes. And with that, I digress. Okay. Let's go into gold. I told you I bought back in AU, which I'll show you. AU is doing very well. I think I'm up now. That was a trade I made last week. I think I'm up 10% on AU. A little bit over 10%, not bad. So AU is a name. I happen to think gold's not done yet. I think silver's about done. I know silver's, volatile as hell. Look at this. I'm not interested in this. I'm not playing that. I'm just pointing it out. Gold, I am interested in, and I am playing in. One of my substantially larger positions that I took last week was AU. This is looking great on the chart. Had the shakeout. It's not going away. Like I said, up a little bit over 10%. I do have call options and I have shares. I did a little bit of a condor spread. I'm not going to go into that. I trade a lot of options. I did a couple different creative things here. AU is a buy, in my opinion. I just don't think gold is going away, and I think it's going to test that all-time high again. Whether it gets denied or not, it's going to test it. Anyways, gold, we are done with gold. Are we done with gold? We are done with gold. Okay, the 10-year treasury up today sucks. All right, so let's go into it. You see the market just kind of snapping back today behind you. So a lot of this could be short covering, so I'm not uber bullish to run into anything. I'm going to tell you the names that I'm playing and what I'm doing. And I'm going to just go down the list of what I have on my watch list, what I initiated last week. Let me point out, I sold this one too early. Heavy construction, sold this on Friday at the end here. I got like a 13% rip. And I sold too early. Let this come back here. I'll do the same, and I'll probably rebuy it. Heavy construction, sterling. Really good play we had last week. I pointed this one out during the carnage, and I purchased this, and that's held up pretty well. Another one I traded last week was BE. I bought this on Friday. I actually was one of my bad trades at the end of last year, but I'm back in this now. I think this is actionable. I didn't take a large position. I just took a kind of an initial piece. I think this is an actionable trade. Energy, I think it's a good theme and a good group right now. We'll see how that one pans out. I do have an accurate stop loss for that, as you should as well. Okay, IYT, which is down, sucks. So the transportation stocks have been all the rage. These names here have been just flying. So this is an ETF. I bought this last week. I think I pointed it out on my first video of the week. A lot of these names have been flying. So I'm in this kind of slow mover. I love the chart. If you want me to tell you, I think this is set up on a little pullback today. You could take it. This isn't going to have volatility. It's not going to move crazy. So if you're expecting 10, 20% moves, good luck. Ain't going to happen with this. But this is one that I am in. So I'm going through the list of the stocks that I am in right now and what you can potentially look at and or buy. Here's another one that's been a good one since last week. So not all was terrible last week. BTU, energy name, really like this one. I got in before earnings. I'm up now about 10% on this. I only own shares. I did not buy any calls, but I really like this stock, and I'm going to hold this. I really want to see it test this 40. I think this is a buy personally, but I would set a tight stop loss of 6%, nothing more. Okay. I sold LightPath like a putz. Yeah, that didn't work out. I sold it for a profit. This is another one. I'm going to point it out because I don't own it, but I sold it on Friday. It has earnings on Wednesday. This is an interesting setup for you guys that like a little bit of action. This could be one that gives you a little bit of action going into earnings on Wednesday. So take a look at that. I bought more Amazon. I'm only pointing this out. This is not a trade. I bought more Amazon in my IRA on Friday. It got crushed. You see it was down Friday on they're spending a lot of money that they announced during their earnings. I'm okay with it. I'm holding this long term. I wanted to have more of this anyways, and I've hesitated quite a bit. So I closed some positions in my IRA like Robinhood last week. So I needed to move some money around. So I did add to Amazon in my IRA, as well as I did add a position of FedEx in what day, I don't remember what day it was. I want to say I added it on Thursday, so maybe this day I added FedEx. Look, this looks like also a trade. I just want to be completely honest, pulling back to the major moving average there. If you like a trade, this looks like it can be a trade. Rather, I bought it in my IRA as an investment. So, I think that's a good name that's setting up. I'm still in AEO. This has not done well for me, though. I don't think this chart is terrible, so give this time. I'm still in it. I'm not advising to buy it. It needs to confirm, and a confirmation needs to get above 25. It needs the top of this wick. 2503 would be your confirmation if you're looking to get in on a trade on that one. On the short side, Rigetti, I reactivated my short on Friday. It was up. I'm down on it, but very, very small amount. Any pop up here, I'm going to keep adding. These are puts, and my puts are out to July. So I think I have $13 puts out till July, and I'm going to try to establish a larger position. I have the position so I did grab the position here again. And then I was up on it. I lost. Had a good day on Friday. And I said, well, I'm going to go in again. And I added more to it. And I think I'm going to keep adding more to it. IMNM, just for the record, I removed my stop loss. This is a hold for me. This is a 2026 hold, no stop. I think this is giving you an opportunity here, floating at the 21. If you don't own this stock, again, this is not financial advice. This is a really nice opportunity on this pullback to potentially take advantage. I'd love to see somebody set if you're trading it, you could take it and you're going to know such a quick amount of time whether your trade works or not. So I would take it and I would set a stop at 23.65 if I was doing it and I didn't own it and I was looking to trade it. That's what I would do. Open reports next week. Yes, I still own it, and I have no stop. Just so you guys know, this is another 2026 name. This is an area of support, by the way. I just want to be honest with you. Right at that two, you see the stacking here at that 200-day moving average. Earnings are going to tell the story, and but if you want a quick trade, maybe going into earnings, this looks like a great opportunity in this area. And if you also look, this is a hell of a demand zone. So just pointing that out. Okay. All right, I'm going to also take you down some ideas I have for the week and a little bit on the short side. One of my stocks on my watch list is Tidewater. Another energy name. Energy's all the rage. I want to be in it. I like the theme. You saw the names. I'm in BE. I'm in Peacock. This I might take today. This is on my watch list. I really like this one, potentially on a trade. Also, MU is getting beaten up today. I don't love it, but I'm just pointing it out. Micron, I got stopped out last week, but this is a really nice area. If you're looking for an activation trigger, it's 397 with the low on the same thing. So 397 with the low of 374 as your stop. I'd consider that. Okay. Let me also take you down the path of what you can consider as some hedging. All right. I'm only going to go through this real quick. MicroStrategy is a name that if you want to hedge your Bitcoin portfolio, you could potentially sell or buy puts on this, or you can do a traditional short, pointing it out. One of the things I've been doing, and I didn't really mention it here, is I used to own this name. I am short MSTY, not through options. I'm short through just I'm shorting it. I'm not saying you have to do this, but this is also another way to protect yourself. Just pointing it out. All right, another way you can get awfully creative, depending on what you want to do. Palantir, okay, I think is in a stage 4 decline. I personally think Palantir is going to go to $100 a share. And you might ask, how are you going to play that? Today, I plan to play that. The way I plan to play that is I'm going to go reverse PLTW. This is a name I've owned, and I love the dividend. Well, I think I'm going to short sell it today. These have NAV erosion, just like MSTY has NAV erosion, just like AMZN has NAV erosion. I'm not telling you that these are guarantees, because nothing's a guarantee in the market. But man, long term, it's hard for these stocks to stay afloat with the dividend they pay. You only use them in times of upside. I think now is an opportunity you could potentially look at shorting them and making some money. Just pointing it out. It might be what I do. And I think that's it. I gave you a watch list. I gave you some names that I really like. Taiwan Semiconductor. Man, this one, I sold half my position last week to take some profits, and golly, that was a bad decision. Look at this thing, breaking out to an all-time high. I think a pullback in this region, you got to add. You could trade around a core position there. What else? I think that's it for the market. So anyways, gold now back over 5,000 an ounce. So if you guys got AU, I just saw that update now. Awesome play there. We're up pretty nicely on that one. Peabody doing great. Okay, great. Everybody have a great weekend. I'm sorry, weekend. The week just started. Have a great week. Keep your eye on the data. I'll make another video this week. The news will move the market this week, and you can count on it. What a nice little bounce back here. We'll see, just again, to zone out. We want to know that this is real. You want to see it get above here. We need to get it, because this could just be short covering. And again, volume on Friday was lower than the days previous. So these were distribution days. You see this volume here? The days of selling were higher volume than the days of buying. Those are distribution days. You don't want to see that. I'd love to see the volume today crack over here, but that's unlikely. Friday, it didn't crack over. So that's something you have to keep in mind. So don't go running back into the market. Pick and choose your plays. The themes are there. Energy is there. Memory is there. So pick your themes, work with it, and trade accordingly. All right. Everybody have a great rest of your week. I'll be back. Don't be a putz.